I'm Tom Brokaw, NBC News, and it is my sad duty to report this afternoon that my friend and colleague, Tim Russert, the moderator of Meet the Press and NBC's Washington bureau chief, collapsed and died early this afternoon while at work at the NBC News Bureau in Washington. Tim had just returned from a family trip to Italy with his wife, Maureen Orth, the writer, and his son, Luke. They were celebrating Luke's graduation from Boston College just this spring. Tim, of course, has been the host of Meet the Press longer than any other person in that long-running television broadcast. And he has been a very familiar face on this network and throughout the world of political journalism as one of the premier political analysts and journalists of his time. Tim, 58 years old, grew up in Buffalo, and he wrote a #1 best-selling New York Times book called Big Russ and Me about his childhood and especially about his relationship with his father, Big Russ. That was followed by another #1 New York Times bestseller called The Wisdom of Our Fathers. That book was inspired by the many letters that he received from other children talking about their relationship with their fathers. This was one of the most important years in Tim's life for so many reasons. He loved this political campaign. He worked to the point of exhaustion so many weeks, not just on Meet the Press, but on MSNBC and with our colleague Brian Williams, of course, during the debates and on special coverage on NBC Nightly News. Tim was a true child of Buffalo and the blue-collar roots in which he was raised. For all of his success, he was always in touch with the ethos of that community. Just last week, he was back in Buffalo, moving his father from his home to another facility. His father now in his late 80s. Big Russ, it goes without saying, our heart goes out to him and all members of Tim's family. Tim loved his family, his faith, his country, politics. He loved the Buffalo Bills, the New York Yankees, and the Washington Nationals. He, of course, had season tickets to that team when they moved to Washington. We'll have additional details throughout the evening here on NBC News and MSNBC, of course. Brian Williams will have continuing coverage. But to repeat, our beloved colleague, one of the premier journalists of our time, Tim Russert, died this afternoon after collapsing at work at the NBC News Bureau in Washington, D.C. And I think I can invoke personal privilege to say that this news division will not be the same without his strong, clear voice. He'll be missed as he was loved greatly. I'm Tom Brokaw, NBC News in New York.
What you're about to experience will
blow your mind.
Think for just a second about how many overnight packages are delivered every day all around the world. How many of those packages come to your door? Now, of those packages, how many contain cash? Get ready to fall in love with your delivery guy. In a few days, you can replace this with this. There's a reason this is called the overnight cash system. Find out for yourself.
Is this for real?
Absolutely. Real people from all over the world are tasting real success with the overnight cash system. It's a time-tested activity based on bringing out the best in all of us. People from all walks of life are living better lives than they ever dreamed possible using this system, and it's your turn now.
Can I do this?
Let's find out. Can you place an ad that's already written for you in a place that's already picked out? Once you've done that, can you answer the door? If you can do that, you can do this. Every part of the process is made plain and easy to follow, so your path to success has already been laid.
So what's next?
Truthfully, not much. Beyond this movie is all the information you'll need to get out of your dreams and into a new and exciting reality. You owe it to yourself and to your family to find out if this is everything I'm saying it is. So come on in. And by the way, could you get that for me?